Hey guys, Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to you with a quick little expose dealing with CGC. And yeah, this morning during my What's in the Press, I mentioned that, there was a bit of a mistake, a little mishap happened on my last shipment from CGC to me. And before I get going, I want to still say I love CGC. I still love CGC. Problems are going to happen. Hiccups are going to happen along the way. But this type of hiccup is kind of scary. And we can discuss that a little bit later on. So if you were watching my unboxing, I think it was last Thursday or Friday, I think. It's all a blur now, guys. I got to a couple of books. This one here, Department of Truth, #1, signed by the artist, I believe. And as well, and this book here is worth about, I think, around a couple $100. And then this book right here, Department of Truth #1, variant issue, also signed by a couple of the artists. I think I mentioned how nice the coloring and the placement of the signatures was when I unboxed this. This is worth, I checked, this worth about $1,000 right here. My daughter does her, organizing of my books as they come back from CGC. She puts them in order for me. And she came over and said, "Dad, these what's up with this?" And so sometimes she won't find your folders, because if I haven't billed customers yet, the folders kind of stay over here until I get to them. Once I get to them, I put the invoice numbers on and I file them, and then she can find them. But sometimes, especially on books that come back quickly, the folders might not be ready yet because I'm tardy in billing people. Well, anyway, she took a look and said, these aren't anywhere to be found. So I said, leave them there. I'll look after it. When I got to it, I discovered not my books. I didn't send these books in. Upon closer examination of the invoice here, I see these belong to another company out of Phoenix, Arizona, and not me. Now, okay, what does an honest person do in a situation like that? Well, they contact CGC and let them know a mistake has happened. So I did contact them today, and they sent me a label to return these books to them pronto, and then they'll ship them back off to the rightful owner. Scary stuff, guys. Scary stuff. Now, again, mistakes happen, and if people who receive the books notice the books do not belong to them, hopefully they're going to contact CGC and let them know. I was going to test this, to be honest. I was going to let this go for a few weeks and see if anybody contacted me from CGC. But I you know what? That's not fair to the individual who these belong to. I just contacted them and said, listen, I have your books here. There's a mistake, so I'm going to get them back to you. It just scares me because, like I said, there's about $1,500 here in these two books, tied up in these two books that this person has. And I said to CGC, does that mean that two of my books have gone somewhere else? No response. No response. Yeah, so there you go. Two books that don't belong to me. Both nice books, 9/8, signed signature series books, were sent to me in error. Scary stuff. Will I keep sending books to CGC? Yes, of course I will. I will still keep sending CGC books to CGC, but I'll tell you, this is one of the reasons why I tell my clients, when you do send books to CGC, we don't want to fudge on the values of the books. You want to be honest about the values of the books, because if a book does go missing, if they're sent to the wrong person, and say I catch it a month or 2 or 3 later, right, we're wondering where the books are, and we find out they've been shipped but not shipped back to me, and the person that received them wasn't honest about it, what do? The books are lost. CGC's on the hook for those books, and they will make good. They will make good on that. I'm sure they will, but aggravating nonetheless. So let's see what you guys think about this. It was pretty scary. I was kind of shocked, to be honest. I've never had the wrong books sent to me, ever. This is the first time in going on close to 10 years, where someone else's books were shipped to me. Yeah, let me go to the chat and see what you guys are saying, how you guys feel about this. Where's my chat window? There it is, right there. All right. Wayne, for the consumer. No, these are for us, for a consumer, not any of my clients. Luke, I'm your father. Yeah, making fun of my thumbnail. Stavros, Kevin, twice in a day. What a treat. That's, I know. Stavros, what's going on? It must be nighttime now, like 9 or 10 o'clock, or even later in Greece. Dennis Mason says, my email just told me that Comic Doctor is live. It works. The notification buttons work. I have Ray Manzarek's autograph. Excellent. Manila Gorilla. Excellent. Jameer, twice in a day, yes. What are we saying? Stavros, what if it was a AF? Well, that's it. What if it was an AF 15 7.0? Somehow I hope those mistakes are not going to happen. This, again, guys, obviously has to do with the shipping department. And hopefully someone will speak to the shipping department about that. It's like I said a few weeks ago, they shipped books to me under the wrong tier. The books were shipped to me. Actually, I've got to check my, I have to check my my credit card because they shipped books to me under the wrong tier. I was charged an additional $200, close to $200 Canadian for a box I should have paid way less for. And they said they were going to refund me the difference. I haven't checked my credit card yet, but I want to check that to make sure I was given that credit. If not, I'm going to have to send another email out. Eric says, I hope this hasn't happened to my FF49 and a few others I sent back in October. Eric, like I said, this is a rare occurrence. It's the first time. You guys see how many books I'm going through. This is the first time in, like I said, in almost a decade where this has happened. And I can tell you right now, none of my books that I've shipped in have gone to other places. As in the recent past, I've never had my books ever be sent to me wrongly or off to somewhere else. The only time I've had books shipped to the incorrect address is with CBCS. Again, that was years ago, where they sent my book, a book that belonged to me and another client's, to two different addresses. First, they sent it to the wrong address the first time. They said they corrected it, but they sent it to the second wrong address. It was a third time's a charm, I guess, to CBCS, and they fixed it. So yeah, Eric, I don't think you have anything to worry about. CMHC Jameer says, SMH, terrible mistake. And it is a terrible mistake. Should have contacted the owner and let them contact CGC or see if they could find the books. Prince Zodiac Neil, I actually tried to locate the owner and I couldn't find them. It has a company name. It has a company name. And I looked the company name up and couldn't find it, believe it or not. And could not find the owner anywhere because I was gonna send the books directly to them, to be honest with you, but I could not find the owner. Wayne says, mistakes happen. Yeah, I guess they do. It's okay as long as things resolve in the long run. Again, if I was an unscrupulous young man, old man, I could have kept quiet about this and hid these books and waited a few months and do my own thing, but. Karma's a bitch, friends. I don't believe, that sort of behavior is acceptable. I don't think it's ethical. And I think, again, what goes around comes around. You do a good deed and, I think it comes back to you. I think if you do a bad deed, I think it comes back to you tenfold. So I'd rather get these books back to their rightful owner. Yeah. Dennis Mason, even the United States Post Office message... I've heard that, Dennis. I have heard that. As long as they're traceable, hence the certificate numbers. Yes, I mean, right. They are traceable. I mean, look, I'll tell you, I had a friend of mine, Ben. How you doing, Ben? If you're watching, he had a Batman 251. Is that the one with the Joker cover? And it was a lower grade book, and it was graded at a local comic shop, and it was stolen. The book was stolen, and the comic shop owner made good on it. It was a signature series book. It was signed by Neil Adams, but then the book was stolen, and the owner made a report to the police, the whole 9 yards. And the comic book owner did give my buddy Ben a higher graded copy, not signed, but a much more valuable copy. And he was content with that. Anyways, we forget about it. Years go by and we were doing believe it or not, I think we were doing a live auction, like a sale, one of my sales I was doing last year. And the book turned up. One of the guys at the shop had it. And, if memory serves, that's what happened. Anyways, we then again saw the book one more time at the last Toronto Comic Book Show. The book was right across from us, and Ben was laughing. He goes, "There's my book." So someone stole the book, traded it, sold it, whatever, and God knows how many hands it has been through before it got back to it got back to the current owner, and we just laughed about it. It was like 5 years, and the book turned up, but the guy didn't crack the book out and resend it. You can't when it's signature series, right? Because you'll lose the signature authentication. So eventually, if I say I were to keep this book and then wait 3 or 4 years and sell it, eventually, the owner could see it. Because, yeah, you're right, because he does have access to the certification number. Now, if these were blue universal books, simple fix, crack it, resubmit it, done deal. But these are totally traceable. You're right. I'm just curious if they knew they put them in my box. I doubt they would have. Anyways, Dennis says, look at it this way. Comic Doctor got involved and made it right. Yeah, I did. I hope I do. Hopefully trying to. 11:30 exactly. Get to bed, Stavros. It's late. John Dumaire. Hey, doing John? You did the right thing. Thanks for letting us know. No problem. And that's another thing too. Look, I am not a what do you call them? A shill. I'm not a CGC shill. That's what they call them. Someone who promotes CGC blindly. I subscribe to CGC. I use CGC exclusively for grading books that I finished working on. And you know what? I'll praise them. And I'll slap them on the wrist when a screw up happens. I'm not going to come on here and just say, oh, they're the best and only the best. No, they have their problems too. And like I said before, a company that's growing exponentially, new people working there, mistakes are bound to happen in every department. Do books get damaged? Damn right they get damaged. For sure they do. How could they not? Do books get misgraded? Yes, of course they do. They get misgraded. Of course they do. Do shipping mishaps happen like this? Right here, it has happened, right? There's no way they could strive to be perfect, and I hope they are striving to be perfect because they're dealing with your books and my books and what have you, but mistakes are bound to happen. Now, had this guy, I'll give you his first name. These are Michael's books. So, Michael, if you're watching, I doubt you are, but if Michael's books, if he did say, hey, they're missing, and they realized they screwed up, I'm pretty sure they would have made it right by Michael. They would have found, these are not super hard to find books, I don't believe. I'm sure they would have found these books and gotten them signed, and they would have replaced the books for Michael, or at the very least replaced the value of the books. I'm sure CGC would have done that 100%. And I also hope that other dealers out there, because we're the guys who are getting hundreds and hundreds of books, I hope that other dealers work with integrity and honesty, and if they do see books in their packages that don't belong to them, they're contacting CGC and making it right, like I did. I want to make sure, I hope they're doing that, because if ever any of my client books ended up somewhere like across the continent, like these should be in Phoenix, Arizona, not in Toronto, right? So I hope if my books ended up somewhere in the Southwest United States, that the owner over there would say, hey, the books were mistakenly sent to me, and contact CGC and make it right. CGC did send me a FedEx Express label. I offered to send these books back with my next shipment going out very soon, but they said, don't worry about it. We're going to send you a label. And they sent me a label. It's actually more work for me because I got to create a whole other box for this now and wait for a CGC FedEx driver to come pick up, which is kind of a pain in the butt because I don't use Express. I use Ground, but whatever. I'll do it. And that'll be that. Dennis says Sparklet's Water owes me $900. I don't know who Sparklet's Water is, but I hope you get your money back. Stavros says you need to hire a full-time employee to call you. You know what, man? If I started, I wish I could do that. I was looking at another location today, actually. Funny enough, I love where we're at, but it's people that know my store know that I'm on a second floor. So when I have to lug comic boxes up, it gets to be pretty heavy. So I asked the place I'm at has a vacancy on a main level. Nice, bit double the space that I have even now, which would be even nicer, but they want almost more than double what I'm currently paying in rent. There's no point. If I were to do that and hire somebody, I wouldn't make enough for myself to live on. So then that kind of, you shoot yourself in the foot in that regards, right? I mean, how big can I get where I'm actually making a good buck and actually paying somebody? No. Unfortunately, I have to deal with CGC. Dan's Basement. Hey, Kevin's back. Yes, I'm back. Twice in one day. But I'm going because I'm hungry. Dennis says, I want to meet the major share owner from CGC and prize a mission statement from him or her. You could try. Comics Buddha. Mojo Quid. Cool name. What's up, peoples? How you doing, Mojo? 60% of folk will attempt to deliver. Everyday workout. Okay. Luke, yeah, a bit dangerous in the winter. What are we talking about here? A bit dangerous in the winter. Hire somebody with a garage. Yeah, I have a garage. You know, I have a lot of space here. I just don't have, it's all filled. It's filled with personal stuff. Davy Claire, heard sort of people complain this happened to them. Really? That is not good, Davy Claire. I don't like hearing that. I did ask him, I said, so does that mean that two of my books are over at Michael's place? I sure as hell hope not. You know, I sure as hell hope not. I do keep track of the books. I go to the Cgc site every day. I look and make sure everything looks copacetic. But I mean, as you know, a lot of you have books, economy books, that are going back months and months and months. And after 8 months, they no longer show up on my system. I have to call them up individually. So it's hard to keep track of those types of books. If they go missing for a long time, things can slip through the cracks if you're not careful. And that sucks. Stairs. Comments are about climbing stairs. Please not mine. No, I know, Stavros. Please not mine either. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Again, guys, I'm not making this public service announcement to scare you. Just let you know, this crap happens, man. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Maybe I should have shut my mouth and let, sleeping dogs lie. No problems are going to happen. Books are going to get back to their owner. Again, but people do go on and complain. Again, sorry about that. I'm going to say this again before I go, that CGC, as far as I'm concerned, is doing a bang-up job for the most part. I know how busy I am, and I'm just one dude. And I know other pressers that are really busy too, and they're usually a one-person operation, maybe a two-person operation as well. But CGC is working with hundreds of employees in different departments and keeping it going, working at a how can I say this? Working at a consistent pace and doing a good job. It can be hard, but quality control is so important. And these guys, listen, if you're hiring guys for $15 an hour or whatever the minimum wage is down in, and I heard they're only making minimum wage. You get what you pay for, right? I mean, if you hire someone and you pay them great money to do your shipping, the shipping is going to get done impeccably, and there should be no excuse for mishaps. If you're paying some dude $15 an hour, kids or whatever, or people who don't have pride in their work, I mean, that happens everywhere. With I'll tell you, with Charlo, the way I've got it structured with him is he makes a lion's share of the pressing fee. Like I make a bit off of it, but he makes the lion's share. And now the books I work on, I keep all that for myself. But I mean, if he's working on a book, I try to give him more than I'm getting, because I want him to have a vested interest. I want him to care about the work he's doing. I told you guys about the person I had working for me a long time ago, and I'd pay them piecemeal, and they were also getting the lion's share at that time. But the problem was I was paying them per book. And so what were they trying to do? They were trying to get as many books done in a day. I call them, how many books you get done today? Oh, I got 45 books done today. I said, 45 books? Bullshit. Bullshit, you got 45 books done. You may have pressed 45 books, but there's no way 45 books are done well. And of course, I'd go there and more than like 30 would have to get redone again. And they'd be all angry. Well, I already did them. I go, well, they're not done right. Right, guys? So, I mean, it's hard when you're working with employees or you're contracting people to work to deliver to your standard. It's very difficult to do. And I'm sure CGC is also going through that as well. Again, I don't think they can afford to pay their shipping people $100,000 a year. I would doubt that. So they're getting, people at the lowest income tier, and that's what you're going to get. So you have to have somebody, but you have to have somebody there who's paid more to make sure that kind of garbage doesn't happen. That's it. That's quality control, right? IG 12 Cent Comic says, saw a 6 series label today on an unsigned book. LOL, no notes and anyone signed it either. Yeah, quality control. Dennis is going for a cannabis break. Enjoy that, Dennis. Stavros, I want to see a CGC Battle of the Presses TV show. That'd be pretty funny. And, I had some ideas for a show. They used to have shows on the History Channel, American Pickers and Pawn Stars, but something that focuses. They had that toy, the Toys That Made Us is a history show on toys, vintage toy lines. But there was a show, The Toy Hunter. I used to like that show. I heard it was all staged though, but he'd go from, collector to collector, and he'd show off collections, and he'd buy toys. I'd love to do something like that with the Comic Doctor. If anybody out there is a producer or director and you want to put a show together, I'm game. That'd be so much fun. Like follow the journey of a comic book, going through the pressing, the cleaning, maybe having been cracked and resubmitted, and then going off to CGC, and that'd be fun. I don't know how, it might get boring after a while, but I'd be and even get to go for auction as well too. The whole 9 yards, from being pressed, clean, and graded off to Heritage Comics, and you could interview people at the different locations and what they do. It'd be a lot of fun. Anyways, but maybe it's just not to be. Stavros, I want to see a CG. Okay, you already said that. All right, that's it, guys. I think that's all. Anyways, there you go. I hope you enjoyed that little video. I hope it didn't scare you. Again, it wasn't my intention to scare you guys, off of having your books graded. Again, 10 years I've been doing this, guys. Thousands and thousands of books I've sent to CGC. First time I've ever had another person's books in my box. Anyways, listen, like I said earlier today on my on What's in the, if you haven't seen the What's in the Press video today, I showcased some nice books from Michael S. Go back and watch that today. Later in the week, I will have an unboxing. The box is on its way. It should be here Friday, but maybe it'll be here on Saturday. When it gets here, we'll do another unboxing, and I believe it's another nice box of goodies. They're all nice boxes of goodies, though, aren't they? But listen, guys, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. It does help with my analytics. When people are looking for comic book content, I want the Comic Doctor to show up. So please hit that like button. It's free to do. And also hit that subscribe button if you want to take part in our community, our chats, as well as to be, enrolled in your opportunity to win awesome prizes. Again, hit that notification button. You heard Dennis earlier say that he was notified when I went live. You can be notified too if you hit that notification bell. It's down there somewhere. I don't know where it is, but find it and hit it. All right, guys, until next time, take care. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.